Hi, I'm Andi. Welcome or welcome back. I'm really happy that you're here. Today, I'm going to show you all of the palettes that I used in the month of March. I think there are 15 palettes here. I used some of them more than once, more than twice. And I did my makeup 23 times this past month. So, yay. Yay for getting some stuff used. Yeah, I think there's 15. I think there's 15 palettes. But like I said, I used some more than once. And I'm not going to show you looks for all of the palettes that I used. Some of them I used with each other. And also, that's a lot of looks to put up. I didn't take photos of everything, but I will show you some of my favorite looks that I did, or some looks that, I just really liked. So let's start off with the one that I'm going to start off with every month because it is my Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk palette. It's got fingerprints on it. This is my fun-sized Pan That palette this year, so I have really been trying to get a lot of use out of it. This is what she looks like. You can see there's a pan in there, and I've really enjoyed using this. I'm glad that I used this, that I picked this for my project because it's really nice. It's not my favorite eyeshadow formula in the world. I do like the color story. I don't mind the formula. Like I said, I've been using it with other palettes to get use on it. So yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Next up, oh, and I used that 5 times. I used that palette 5 times. Next up is the Essence Nothing Compares to Nude. I have a lot of little guys in this month, in this month's palettes, because I was really trying to get some use out of these. I've had them, well, a couple of them I got at Christmas time, but some of them I've had for like a year or two, and I just really want to use them. You guys, don't sleep on these palettes. If you want something, great travel palette, first of all, because you can do a complete look with this. Great travel palette, great companion palette. I really like them. I have all of them except for, I think there's a blush or a rose or a pink or something that I do not have. But I do have most of them, and I really like them, and I used them a lot this month. This shade right here was in my Love Your Eyeshadows project, so I did use this quite often, but as a complete look or using it as a palette, I have used it 3 times this month. The other one that I used 3 times is the Beauty Bay Neutral palette, one of my favorites. I just really love this palette. I used this 3 times, like I said, I used it 3 times, and I used it with this one time, and I used these 3 together one time, and I actually will show you that photo because I really liked how it turned out. It's very neutral, but I thought it was very pretty. You guys, this palette, it's only like $17, and honestly, the shimmers are just so gorge. Like, look at that. It is so worth the money and worth the wait. They are in the UK, so it takes a little bit of time to get here. Not terribly, though, but I think that Beauty Bay is a great, affordable brand, and the next time they come out with a palette that I really want, I will buy it. The next palette that I used is the Shannaby Miami palette. This was also in my Love Your Eyeshadows, this shade right here. So I used this shade quite often, but I did do one look as a complete look with the palette. And I really do like this palette a lot. I had never used it prior to bringing it into my Love Your Eyeshadows project, and I was really happy. And I don't know if you caught that. Did you catch that? There's a pan there. That was really exciting. It's really exciting, I'm just saying. Next up is the Pat McGrath. You guys, I can never remember the name of it. The Pat McGrath Midnight Sun. I want to call it Moonlit Seduction. No, Midnight Sun. This is what it looks like. And this is what the inside looks like. It is such a beautiful palette. I used these 4 shades in the look that I did. I know that because I have this in a project for No Pan Left Behind, and I've only used these 4 shades. So far, at the time you're seeing this, I've only used these 4 shades. So I very much enjoy using this palette. This was a gift from Leanna, and I love it. I have to, let's swatch. Let's swatch. I want to swatch one of these special shades for you. Oh, so pretty. Oh. I put it over a wet base because I feel like it stands out more. This shade right here is that second shade. It's just beautiful. So pretty. So pretty. The next palette that I use, and obviously these are in no particular order. I used the Rude Roaring 20s. I think I only used it once. Yeah, I only used it once this month. This shade right here was in my Love Your Eyeshadows project, but as a whole, as a palette, I only used it once, like for a complete look. And I do enjoy the look that I did. I used it with some other project shades as well, but this palette is not the best formula I've ever used, and I actually decluttered this. I mean, obviously I still have it, but this is no longer in my collection. I am decluttering that because I was just really disappointed in the formula of it. It was very dusty and it blended away to nothing, absolutely nothing. So I am decluttering that palette. Next up is the Peach Out palette from ColourPop. This is my only ColourPop that survived my depotting because I don't want to break it. These are not magnetic. I don't think they are. I can't get them out with a magnet. This was one of my top 10 palettes for spring. Leanna and I did a collab. I will link it up in the cards if you haven't seen it. But this was in there. It's a beautiful look. When I did this look, I also used a couple of Give Me Glow singles, Creamsicle, and I can't remember what the other one was called, but it complemented it very, very well. And I do love this palette. This was gifted to me from Just Janet. Next up was also in my collab with Leanna. This is the Morphe 9V. I love this palette. This is definitely one of my favorite palettes for spring. And the look that I did, I love the look that I did. But the look that I did was the look that I did in that video. So I show how I achieved that look. And it's just such a beautiful spring palette, winter palette, honestly. You could use it any time of year because nobody's the boss of you. But I just love it. I just absolutely love that palette. It's so pretty. It's just pretty. I feel pretty when I wear it. Next up is another one of the Essence little baby guys, and that is the Dancing Green. This was my St. Patrick's Day eye look that I wore at work. You guys, I got to work. I was so mad. We were allowed to wear something green. I wear a uniform to work and I absolutely hate it. I hate my uniform. I feel so bleh when I wear it. So any excuse to wear regular clothes, I'm usually on it. I didn't know. I didn't know. So mad. But anyway, I used this palette. It was so pretty. I really enjoy, again, love these little guys. And I just really think for $3.99, they're such a great palette. And the next one is also an Essence. This one is a little older in my collection. It's the I Like to Mauve It, Mauve It. This is actually in a project right now, and I can't remember which one, but I can't remember which project. It might be Deck of Panning, but I don't know. But I have to use every shade twice, and I really enjoy the look that I did with it. I did use a couple of other shades, I think from the She's in Parties, because the mattes. I needed some mattes that were non-shimmer. I think that's what I used. It might have been my Sydney Grace. I'll show you both of them because I used both of them as a palette, as a complete look as well. Next up is the ColourPop Sorbet. The packaging is, of course, broken because that's what it does. But this is my favorite little quad from them. None of their quads, I don't think any of their quads are available anymore. But this is my favorite one. This is in my Let's Get Panned project. And I will have that linked up in the cards too. I just did my intro. Such a fun project. It is Def Leppard inspired. All of the prompts are Def Leppard songs, and I love Def Leppard. That's my generation, and I love them. I really liked the look that I did. I love that you can do a complete look with these little quads. At least this one you can. I have a couple other ones you can as well. Do a complete look with. Great for travel, except for the fact that they break. But I don't know. You know what? I didn't have a look with this one. I didn't have a picture with this one because I was at work and the lighting at work is terrible because I forgot to take one while I'm sitting here. Whatever. You guys, whatever. Next look is the Nomad Fire and Ice palette. I did use a random purple from a different palette for this look, but the rest of it is all this. This shade right here is in my Love Your Eyeshadows. When you guys look at this, you're seeing a blue, but it's very like periwinkle purple-y. It's so pretty. I have a hard time using blue shadow. We know this. And but I did use it once so far. I have to use it 10 times. I did use it once and it was lovely and I loved the look that I did. It was very fun. It was also a work look, but it's a little more than I usually wear to work, but I don't care. I don't care. They're not the boss of me. Next up is the Melt She's in Parties palette. I was just talking about this. Yeah, I do think I used that with the Mauve. Maybe this shade right here. I don't know, but I did use this for this complete look, and I love this palette so much. I was so excited when this palette went on sale on the Melt site. I got it on super duper sale. I think I paid $30 for it. Maybe less than that, but I think it was $30. And for me, that was worth it because it had been on my list for a while. Now, something that I realized when I used this next palette that they're very much carbon copies of each other. This is a palette that I like to call So Andi because it is so Andi. It is a palette of singles that I created from Sydney Grace. I created this palette in a collab with Zach Dooley, and I have kept it as a palette because it's so pretty. But if you look, they're very similar. This is my jam. This is my whole ass jam right here. I could wear, if I had one color story to wear the rest of my life, it would be this. It would be that color story because I love it. It's so pretty. And the last palette that I'm going to show you is the palette that I have on my eyes today. It is the Wet n Wild with Marilyn Monroe. Look at her. Isn't she pretty? Love Marilyn. But I love this palette. I bought it Black Friday, around Christmas time, whatever. I bought this and some powders and some highlighters from this collection because I do love Marilyn Monroe. But I also know that I love Wet n Wild. So it wasn't just for packaging. This is such a pretty palette, complete look. Again, don't sleep on these either. The Wet n Wild little like bite-sized palettes are such great palettes. I would continue to buy them. If they had a color story that struck me, I would continue to buy these because I love them. The look that I did today was very effortless to create. We went to a thing today. So this has been on for 11 hours. My makeup has been on for 11 hours. We went to an early Easter thing. Anthony's family is they're such wonderful people, and they rescheduled their Easter so that I could attend because I work Easter Sunday, or as you're seeing this, I worked Easter Sunday because you're going to see this after Easter. But, so yeah, I've had this makeup on for about 11 hours. But I'm going to swatch this shade right here for you because it is such a beautiful shimmer. Like, put that up against any other. Like, that's so... Put that up against any other shimmer. I mean, it's a great palette. I completely recommend these little bite size. I should do a get ready with me using this. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll do that. I haven't done a get ready with me in a while, guys. I don't have time. But I really want to. I really want to do 1 or 2 in the month of April. Because it's my birthday month. And I like to do fun stuff during my birthday month. So those are all the palettes that I used during the month of March. Let me know in the comments below what you think of these palettes. Do you love them? Do you hate them? What do you think about them? Do you own them? I would like to know. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you being here. And until next time, everyone have a great day, and we'll see you later.